The back garden Blackberry haul is looking pretty good. And normally I miss it because I'm busy, but now seems like the perfect time to go pick some blackberries. Okay, now that's stopped. Okay, that's a little bit better. So it's Monday. I'm back in the studio. I don't think there's anything going on this week that's going to interrupt those type of things. Monday morning is planning. So what we've got going on here is we are here planning. And as always, work 10 till 5, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's recording the tutorial videos from whenever I get in to 10 o'clock, work 10 till 5. So this fills a whole week, week notes here. But this week is also newsletter week, and I'm not sure when I'm going to have a chance to write the newsletter. Also, what's going to go in it, because I don't feel like I've done anything since last time. Other things I want to get done. The Rizzo, it's got a website. So the Rizzo in the other studio, we now have people starting to use it. I feel like I need to have a website with a landing page that just talks about it, so we can sort of just point people at that with our opening times, how to contact us, prices, that type of thing. Very simple to start off with. So I got to build that at some point this week. That might be an evenings thing. But then the other thing is I also want to get this machine working again. Now that it's all set up there, it ought to be doing something, and I want it to do some pen plottery stuff that might involve the rubber stamps and handwriting together. But I've got to write the code for that somewhere as well. I'm not quite sure where it's going to fit in. I think maybe lunchtimes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, working on this, and then it's pushing it a little bit late, but Thursday lunchtime writing about that, and then putting in the newsletter, maybe. Checking for runners behind me, just in case. You never know. Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday. I'm gonna get in nice and early and record some more tutorial videos. Get back on that. Yeah, I keep saying it anyway. Doesn't matter about that. I figured yesterday when I was saying, here are the books that I really like, and I showed Syllabus, that I probably should have shown a little bit of the inside of that, just so you can see what's going on. I really like it because I should talk about this when I show you. Let me show you. So here it is. So the thing I particularly like about this book is if we open it up, it's really dense with a lot of stuff going on inside, and it's very good, but it's just shabby enough to make you also go, well, I mean, I can do that. Which is the perfect kind of balance. Now let me find, I'm going to run through this a few times to see if I can find a few separate pages like this one. I really like detailing, folding things, and then turning them to a comic, just sketching in there. This page here as well, a basic quick diary format. Spend 2.5 minutes making this, some more information about it over here, and just there's a lot to do in here, but it's not so precious that you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to do that. But there's certainly bits of it that are, inspiring enough to reach for, and the whole consistent feel. And this is why I've never got all the way through this book, because I start and then I read a few things and then I jump to another bit of it, and then I sort of go off and do things, and yeah, I've never quite got all the way through the whole thing. So this is my book recommendation. Again, if I could only have one book, it would be this one here. I knew this would happen. It's newsletter day tomorrow, and I normally aim to have them written a few days before. Not this week though. And the other thing is, being true to what I said I wanted to do of doing the tutorial videos, I've been doing those. I've been down in London last week, as you saw in last week's disastrous video. So, I haven't done anything that is newsletter worthy. I told myself that'll be fine because I'm making the tutorial videos. That is the highest priority. I did 4 yesterday, and I've got a couple more to do to get me to the end of what I want to do before I enter the editing part and then shooting B-roll. So they're not done yet. I need to update the website. But doing what I said I would do, focus on those above everything else, means there's no anything else to put in the newsletter. So the big question is, what to do this week? Well, this is annoying. This is the BAI, it was a wristband type of thing that I wore that would listen to everything, which is problematic in itself, but I checked the privacy policy and I quite like the simplicity of it. Just recorded everything all the time, except when you press mute, and it had a really good API to grab the information from, and I'd only ever wear it in the studio when there weren't other people, and as soon as there were other people, I would mute it because, I mean, they didn't sign up for being recorded. But B has just been acquired by Amazon, which I don't trust at all. And they're like, oh no, we still consider you pussy, but why would I wear a thing on my wrist that Amazon listens to all the time and other people be around me where, you know, we're just sending everything to Amazon? So the very reason why I went for this in the first place wasn't Amazon. Anyway, there's another one called the Omni that's open source, so it's got privacy built in. But the thing is, I just don't have time at the moment to even build a thing that's already half built for you. Just want a microphone that records everything, and it does that, but I couldn't see this pre-built way that it had a good API. Maybe I'll look into it a bit more, but again, I don't have the time to look into these things. Oh, annoying. Right, let's go in. Hey, good morning. Hi, we're in the middle of the field again. I've just been having a thought about the vestaboard. I'll tell you ever so quickly. I've been thinking about this process that I want to do, stamping things onto cards. And I was thinking I could go in this morning and do it really quickly, and it involves code, the stamps, the vestaboard, the penplotter, a whole bunch of interesting stuff. And I theoretically have time to do it this morning really quickly. But I suspect quite a few people find it interesting, it'll look visually good, and I'm kind of going, maybe I don't want to tag that on a Friday at the end of the week video. Also, I'm thinking about, you know, after all these tutorials are done, new format of videos where I sort of follow a project through from start to end. We talked about this before. Thought maybe I'll have a dry run at that next week, whereas maybe this idea of getting little rubber stamped cards and talking about the vestaboard, I can do a little bit each day and then kind of have this running theme through next week. So I'm going to go in and prepare a little bit for that, sort of write down an outline, and then try this new way of doing things. This week, you saw at the start of the week, we had some cards saying that the Rizzo website and other things to do. I got the tutorials shot, some more tutorials shot. And then let's talk about work. Let's go in and talk about work. Okay, so work. Let's sit down for this. So my work is great. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. We're just coming to the end of a project, so I'm not saying it's crunch time because all the big stuff has been done, but it's that last 20% of the 80%. My co-worker, who is amazing, is just working out. They handed in their notice a few weeks ago, so they're just working out their last few weeks, and they've been really great at documenting everything. So they've got a fantastic opportunity. It's one of those things where, I mean, you have to do these things. So that is all fine and lovely. Just means my workload has increased a bit now. As I said before, I'm pretty good at keeping boundaries in place. So it doesn't mean I'm working twice as hard, because I can only work as hard as I can work. It just means everything will take twice as long or whatever, or there has to be half as much stuff done. Reprioritizing, that type of thing. But that's why, if you read the newsletter, you've probably already seen this, but that's why the last couple of weeks have been not stressed or tense, but even though I'm pretty good at keeping those boundaries, kind of in the evening, I've kind of been a little bit tired. In the morning, my focus has been off a little bit, which is why I've been focusing on just getting the pen plotting tutorials recorded and then work. Anyway, so that's my work update. It's their last day today, so next week is a whole new era, and there's other fun and interesting things to do with that. So that's the work update, and that's why I'm going to try something a little bit different next week, which is going to be about this, because I've had questions about this, and I've had questions about Kitty, the AI, and I think I can bundle that all up into like a 4-day arching narrative in a way. Anyway, they won't be the full videos because at some point I'll do a here's the vestaboard video and things like that, but I thought it might be interesting to try something different. Right, I'm going to edit this now, so I'm going to say have a great, lovely weekend. I love you all. I'm looking forward to everything. It's going to be good. Okay, have a fantastic time. Bye.